back to Kodioko?
Do you want it to be?
I mean, we've already sort of like messed their schedule up, so
Yeah,
I mean, we might as well just get started back on it.
yeah, so then let's do back to karaoke on Tuesday and, you know, on- once we do, once we do sensibly, we can work out what we want to do in between 3 and
Right.
4.
How many episodes are in season three? I know it was shorter.
15.
Okay, so basically just 3 weeks.
Yeah. The, by the way, hey guys, if you enjoyed it, welcome to the live. I'm here with Pickles,
Hello.
and we're about to go this week, so
Yeah,
we,
after a little bit of a break from this guy.
uh, uh, so, I know you watched a little of the stream on Tuesday. What
Yeah.
did what did you think of it?
I enjoyed it. It was nice seeing you with like some other people in the discussion, being on the other end of it, because I've been in the stream for so long that seeing it from the outside is always different.
I got it. Makes sense. Makes sense.
So, you gave me what basically amounted to a versus question. What I
Yes.
was gonna say is like it's not much of like theory craft. It's just who would win. But I can go with it for a bit.
Yeah, and yours was a question of what if, and I would tell you we have some pre-existing evidence in the series. So, yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah, I do know they did a little bit of that in like the original series, but this is more of a him growing up.
yeah, and I touched on that as well because we I pulled from a couple of different sources, so yeah.
All right, well, we will see how it goes. Do you want to start us off, or should I?
Um, I will. Uh,
All right.
I've got the and make sure I have my wall dealer. Okay, so the question you asked me was what if chemical became a fairy godparent except level then going up. So that's what I'm addressing for your and let's get into it. Okay. In a ultimate continuation of the film evolution, imaginable Timmy Tomo instead of grow up illusion its fairies transcends into transcended into being himself, taking on the mantle of a vagabond and guided a new guide travel through the same chaotic magical adventures he once lived. Okay. The series builds um the series builds off the ending of a Marvel series season 2 episode 8 where Timmy gains a deep understanding of the whole cosmos from the play. In that episode, Timmy literally was a model in those films. Like, um, okay. Experiencing those responsibilities and emotional depth that came with being a fairy. It suddenly foresaw his potential to grow not just as a child, but as someone who might one day take that very job. Now, fast, fast forwarding to a very summer, the final entry in the life action film series. One more.
Gotcha.
Okay. Um,
Ah,
and we also a alternate timeline where Timmy is at a crossroads between holding on to his fairies or becoming a adult. This movies, though separate from the main canon, offer a peek at what might have been if Timmy chose a different path. It tried to on a transitional phase. Well, maturity into that. Now, if you're not familiar with the very odd movie, I would say that it's definitely a, what if he does go up and keep his fairies, but it does end with him giving them up and becoming a fairy himself with, with
I'm not familiar with that one actually.
yeah, it's the live action with Drake Bell.
That's probably why I'm not familiar with it.
Okay. Alright. So, what was inside of gambling up a phone of to go up trajectory? He was awful and even real somehow. Meaning, what if he was awful to become a forgotten
Mhm.
okay. Now, what would this mean? Okay. Can because a mentor is used of chaotic witches experience with magical loopholes and deep empathy for kids make him uniquely qualified to help children navigate their own struggles. They look same Timmy Spark. Like all fairies, Timmy will go undergo a magical transformation. Wings, wands, and maybe even a pink hat. Okay.
Gotta have that pink hat, eh?
Yeah. But he just okay. I don't know why I could just try, but he would still keep his system so he can and mischievous spirit. So I believe he would be assigned to tough cases because of his personal journey. Jimmy might be given the most emotionally complicated or rubric prone God cares because becoming a kind of special ops fairy within the system.
Well, you certainly have more faith in them than I would in this situation.
Mm? Uh, okay. I mean, he would so obviously positive joke involved cycle, but now we're able to fix between Ripple and respected very challenging variables from within when necessary, like he always did. Now, I do believe that it would, I believe he would have the same way as he did as a child. And I will say this, and if you're not familiar with it, let me know. But
Right?
in this series, I'm cutting out of the stuff with Chloe that happened in season 10 of Fairy on Poet. So, yeah. But no, you would definitely be one to challenge the hierarchy of the very wolf from within, I believe. Now, my simple bullet here is we already have a mammal in my suit as a cinematic series. This series finds its strongest ground in a mammal in my suit, which wasn't just a gimmick episode. It planted a seed Jimmy didn't just understand. Jimmy didn't just understand his feelings, but he, uh, uh, he, he embodied what it means to care selflessly, even in a magical context. The fairy council might have taken notice, and this version of the fairy appears useful to me. Doesn't grow up and remains it behind. He grows into it, and slowly the cycle continues, not as a wistful child, but as a fairy who knows exactly what it's like to need one.
All right. So you're basically saying that his history of needing one would make him like a better fairy to his kid.
Yes, Yes.
Okay, okay, I can see on that.
Uh, is there anything you would disagree with or want more?
I would say that it would be very easy for him to fall into a lot of the ideas that like I could actually see him behaving very similarly to a you know?
I I got ya.
Yeah, based off like the weird behavior that he has. Um yeah, just I see him giving out more wishes. I see him just being a bit wilder than your traditional genie, than your traditional fairy. I also
Yeah.
see him as someone who might play a bit of a practical joke and even go after someone like Croc.
Okay. Makes sense. It does.
But no, I'd say that was a good one.
Okay.
Um, what do we get on this? Oh, but for me, you've basically just given me a versus, and this versus is between two characters we've discussed previously on this show.
Yes.
Robot Boy and XJ9, Jenny, the teenage robot.
Yeah.
So both characters are humans created by scientists to help protect the world. Um, both end up becoming friends to other people and end up having their own adventures. Robot Boy is more traditionally a younger style character.
Mm.
Um, but I will say that both characters do have far more similarities than they have differences.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So as for, uh, actually, no, I can't do that. As for the differences in combat, Jenny is someone who is more geared for strange transformations and more cartoony style hammer space attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Giant lasers, drills, crazy, wacky stuff that should not absolutely fit inside her body. Robot Boy does produce things, but it seems far tamer in terms of like what he can create.
Understandable. Mm.
Okay. Now, so what we're going to be going off of is measuring strengths and weakness. In terms of speed, Jenny has what we would consider cartoon level nonsense, particularly based off of her feat of traveling around the world and completing the Santa Christmas delivery in like 30 seconds. So just by being able to do that, she outpaces Robot Boy in anything to the point where it's not even measurable.
Mm.
Correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
In terms of durability, you could say that she is actually less durable because she's more prone to falling apart and having to be put back together as opposed to Rut Boy, who more like survives things,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Mm.
And that was the wrong one.
Uh,
See if I can summon that, and off we go. Okay, so Robot Boy is a little bit more realistic in the way he takes hits, he can get damage, but doesn't come apart at the seams in the cartoony comedic way that XJ9 does.
yeah.
Now, when it comes to the strength of the character, XJ9 just flat out stomps. Not even close. XJ9 blows up meteors, XJ9 punches through spaceships, destroys giant robots and natural disasters. XJ9 is superhero cartoon level nonsense when it turns out to strength. The biggest factor in terms of weaknesses for XJ9, other than her lesser level of durability, would actually be her electricity weakness. Because very often, XJ9 will come across something to do with electricity and will get damaged or shut down. Whereas you have someone like Robot Boy, who actually is strengthened by any levels of technology. I mean, of electricity.
Yeah.
Anytime he comes up against electricity, it powers up, makes him stronger. So if they were to, let's say, face off in like a lightning storm or something, Jenny would be shut down by it, while Robot Boy would get himself empowered by it.
Good. Got you.
XJ9 is just smarter. Smarter, faster, stronger. But that strength does not cross over into durability. So Robot Boy is slower, but far more durable. And his strengths directly play upon her specific weaknesses. He is far more heat resistant to her from what I've noted. Where? Alright, let's go into skill. Okay, when it comes to actual combat skill, XJ9 relies far more on her raw, overwhelming force, as opposed to Robot Boy, who does not have the same amount of force, but has a far higher skill ceiling.
Okay.
Okay, so far higher level of skill ceiling. So if all stats were equalized, then Robot Boy would take it in a hand-to-hand fight. Unfortunately, stats are definitely not equalized, which means that XJ9 can just outspeed him to avoid anything that he's really going to be trying to launch at her.
Yeah.
Because Robot Boy can like fly into space. Let's go and check out some of Robot Boy's best speed. So like he can dodge machine gun, he can like outrun missiles, he can get down to the Earth's core in like seconds through drilling. Not quite the same in terms of speed feats. He's gone around the Earth. Okay, now his biggest feat is going around the Earth 10 times in 26 seconds, which is pretty impressive. That's like near light, but no amount of speed that is being displayed is going to be anywhere near close to take you out, anywhere near close to the whole Santa Claus feat. So speed will never ever be in anyone's favor other than XJ9 in this situation. It's just flat out cartoon magic levels of. Robot Boy has more mundane but rather high-powered weaponry versus XJ9's stupid cartoony every type of laser available.
Okay.
Through the course of this, I really do have to say this is Jenny's battle to lose. As in, like, she is going to win it. The only way that Robot Boy can win is under very specific circumstances, outsmarting her, but he's far more naive than she is. Getting into a regular hand-to-hand, tricking her to get into a hand-to-hand fight, which he would win. He would win a hand-to-hand fight, but it's not going to get into. He's going to be blasted out of the sky without even being able to touch her.
All right.
But what are your thoughts?
I mean, I think, on the money with that one I did, I will say, like, I think all except the way SJ9 falls apart, all her powers are somewhat realistic as well. I mean, I do believe that. I do believe that Robot Boy is the more cartoonist of the two, but that's just because Robot, from what I remember of Robot Boy, he's more of a character who will, get reckless just for fun, whereas Jenny is not as reckless with her she interacts with her human companion.
Sure, but like XJ9's like stop meteors.
Yeah.
Robot Boy, does he have like a nuke? Yeah, he has. It's like one shot. It's not that powerful. This guy has acid, but most of his weapons are things that could be mostly recreated. The only thing that I would give really up there would be like his force field, but his force field seems to be more directional rather than like all encompassing. So, because he always puts up his like arms to block stuff. It's never just sits there and takes thing. So if you can get around him, if you're fast enough, you should be able to get past like his force. The fact that she can fall apart, still function, come back together is a point in her favor, I would say.
Yeah. No, I get you.
Because like, if Robot Boy fell apart, that'd be it. He'd be done.
Yeah, no, like, I probably feel like Robot Boy is probably more on the level of Mega Man when it comes to what he could do. And I'm talking more Mega Man from NT-Wars, not like the older Mega Man if you
Yeah,
know.
not the Ruby Spears Mega Man.
Yeah, yeah, definitely not. It Mega Man is a character that in his weapons can be recreated, but to a point where I believe if Rubber Boy was, if everyone would recreate Robot Boy's weapons, it would be more of a stylized RPG, which, yeah, is attainable, but on my point is, I just possibly that SJ9 would be the victor in this battle, but that's just my belief of that situation.
I gotcha. I'm voting for definitely XJ9, though it is closer than I originally thought it would be when I started this. Um, I will also say that yeah, this is just a versus battle, so unless I'm arguing for a specific side, there's not much. Like we could just list off feats and things that characters have done. Like Robot Boy has like his X-ray vision. He's got his harpoons. He's got yeah, actually he's got harpoons. He's got lava blasts. He's got like heat beams. Mostly like miniguns and stuff like that. Very, very conventional weaponry for the most part. A lot of it, but most of it's conventional weapon.
I mean, yeah, I do that. But, yeah, the reason this popped into my head is because I always thought that if they, well, if Continental and Nicola ever work together on a crossover, besides the Continental on Nickelodeon, commercial,
Yeah.
I think that these two characters would be well versed for each other. So,
No, it could definitely be fun to have.
yeah.
Alright, so where is it? Okay. Trying to see what a good showing strength would be for him. Not much. Um, hmm.
Okay.
Alright, there we go. Alright, so yeah, he does. I'm looking more on his force field stuff, and it is seemingly single directional. He cannot have them like up in multiple places at the same time. I'm seeing him tank like several missiles and laser blasts, but still all in one spot.
Alright.
which was like my biggest question about how his force fields work.
Yeah, I got it. Makes sense.
There we go with that. Here we go. Things are going to get pretty interesting next turn.
I would say.
Alright, now when it comes to XJ9, trying to find the sort of wackiest thing that she's done. She did beat Santa Claus in a one-on-one fight, which is something very heavily in her favor.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just able to flat out beat magical beings. It's like it's her. She's winning. There's not much you can do against that.
Yeah, I got it.
And it's not just Santa Claus. It is Cartoon Network Santa Claus, which means no.
Yeah.
Teenage Robot was Cartoon Network, right?
Robot
Robot
Boy.
Boy was Nickelodeon.
No, oh, well.
Okay, so she beat Nickelodeon Santa Claus, which is extra
Well,
spicy then.
well, that's not really because Nickelodeon doesn't have one Santa Claus. I mean, they the Christmas like activity crossover never had one overall Santa Claus.
I
They,
can still consider it Nickelodeon Santa if I want to.
I
It's just
got,
theory stuff, alright?
whatever.
It's Nickelodeon Santa. It's a Santa Claus from Nickelodeon. It's Nickelodeon Santa Claus.
Yeah, okay, do I want that one or the, uh, no, no, they're both nine, but let's go ahead and do that. And Amanda. Hmm.
Alright.
Okay, well, I'm glad I went with that one instead of my old one.
And good night, Gracie.
Yeah, you got me.
Alright. I will say that that's pretty much the end of like my theory for this. I went over my arguments as to why X9 would win. I went over some feats and abilities for both characters.
Yeah,
That's pretty much all I have to say on that.
no, I got you, and I agree. There's not much more I have to ask you.
Yeah, it's just a who would win.
Yeah, I mean,
And I said who would win.
yeah, you did. Okay, I mean, well, okay, so do you like to carry a go on to say.
Yes, will we still be getting our new friends joining us, or is this just gonna be us?
Well, okay, here's the thing with that. Like, I would want them to join us, but
They haven't watched it.
some have, but they probably haven't watched it in a few years. Jumping into
Season 3 wouldn't be the best.
yes.
Then let's see. If you do want to watch another show, and we can discuss that, just as like a holdover, and then the next week we can get back to Code Lyoko. It's up to you.
No, I say we get back to Korea. I would say when we are ready to start a brand new show, you know what I mean by that.
Right. Well, since it is another person to be joining us, we can all just talk together about it.
Yeah, well, here's the tip of that. If things go the way psychedelic will, it may be another like 2 to 3 people.
Oh, okay. I'm down for that.
But
The more the merrier.
you know, my question to you would be, would you be alright just doing it on Discord? Because frankly, I don't want to have to teach people new software when they just got on Discord. So,
Yeah. All right. No problem with that. I'll just have to change the way I do for my Tuesdays when we do that.
yeah, no, if you need me to send it the title and all that, we could definitely work that out. But yeah, I think, and I would be honest, if we move it to Discord, it would allow me to cut a monthly bill that I pay. So,
Okay. Definitely. Definitely do that then.
because so do you just want from me and you, do you want to stick with Weasley from now, or do we want to go ahead and make that transition?
Well, when do you want to stop using like Restream for that?
Well, I my next bill is on the second, so
So not till next month.
yeah, not until next month. So if we let me look at the calendar real quick.
I mean, basically, we can finish up Code Lyoko and the season 3 of Code Lyoko on Restream and then switch out after that.
Yeah, let's do that. That way we'll get the final use out of it, and then I will cover all as for last live.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. I will talk to you later.
Alright, see ya, man.
See
This was
ya.
good.
Yeah, it was. Bye.
Later, taters.
Bye, guys.